Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Friday, May 10th, and we are here trying to help you make better financial decisions. The way we do that is we encourage you to do a little bit of work, just a little bit. Come on, no groaning. Go to our website, jillonmoney.com. I know you've bookmarked it because I talk about it all the time. But for you new listeners, go to jillonmoney.com, which is where all of our content resides. And in the upper right-hand corner, no matter where you are on the website, there is a Contact Us button. When you click that button, a form will pop up. You write your question. We receive it. If you'd like to join us on the air live, you check the little box and Mark does everything else. It's that simple. While you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter and check out our subscription service called Jill on Money Live. That's where you have access to quarterly live webinars and lots of cool special bonus video content. It's all at jillonmoney.com, and the service is called Jill on Money Live, $35 for a whole year. What a bargain. Okay, so listen, hey, we're experimenting with something really fun. We are going to try to have something called the Friday Focus, where we're going to maybe try to have a couple of the emails that you send, and we'll group them together so that we have a little more, like thematics, okay? And today's Friday Focus is building a relationship with a financial advisor. It's brought to you by Fidelity Investments, where a dedicated advisor can help you reach your wealth's full potential. Now, interestingly, the folks at Fidelity sent me over some stats that I liked. Studies have shown that investors working with an advisor are not only more confident about reaching their goals, but they can add up to 5.1% to their portfolio returns over the long term. With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor can help you identify opportunities to help grow and protect your wealth with a personalized plan. A dedicated Fidelity advisor can get to know your story, your goals, and full financial picture. Plus, they can review your plan with you and help you keep an eye on taxes and the impact of risk. Because your future is about more than charts and numbers. It's about creating a plan, monitoring your progress, and working to achieve your personal and financial goals. With Fidelity Wealth Management, you'll have a partner who can help you reach your wealth's full potential and bring your plans to life. To learn more, visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity does not provide legal or tax advice. Advisory services offered by Fidelity Personal and Workplace Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor for a fee. This advertisement is brought to you by Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC. Okay, with the business out of the way, let's get to some of those advisor questions. This email is from Michael, who writes, Dear Jill, I just happened to hear your radio broadcast on Saturday afternoon and decided to send you a message. This is something that I never do. I love that. Welcome, Michael. I've worked hard all of my life, and I continue to work part-time. I'm a saver, but not a great investor. I currently have a financial planner who charges me an annual percentage of the value of the portfolio. Now, this amount, it's always on my mind. The financial planner, working for a large firm, reminds me that he receives a salary plus a performance bonus, but does not receive the full percentage amount of my total assets. Are there people who are fee-based, or should I accept the fact that if I have a financial planner, then I must pay the fee? Okay, Michael, this is a great question. First of all, there are ways that you can pay an advisor. So it's like a commission base. It's what you're doing in asset under management. And of course, there are people who will have a flat fee or maybe even an hourly fee, okay? But the way you pay is less important than what you're getting for the relationship. And what I mean by that is, you can have somebody who has every single credential. And you guys all know that I love the fiduciary standard, and you can read all about fiduciary on the website at jillonmoney.com. I think that that's important. But the most important thing is, well, what am I getting for the service that you're providing? Are these folks that you're working with, is this person, are they just managing money? Or are you receiving a full financial plan? Are you getting advice on how to invest for your next generation? Are you getting advice about how to save for college for a kid or a grandchild? These things are the things that should drive the value of a relationship. I think straight up money management, if you want to just pay an asset under management fee and you feel like you just don't want to do it yourself, that's a convenience thing. There are a lot of different ways to get that service. I think getting full-time, full-blown financial planning, that is going to cost you some money. I think you can talk to people about whether you want to do an hourly or a flat rate. But honestly, the fee based on a percentage of your portfolio may be even a cheaper way to go. So I think that is an important part of the process. And gang, I did mention that there's a post up on the website about fiduciary because there are new rules that the Department of Labor is seeking to put into place that would basically require anyone giving financial advice around a retirement plan to be subject or to adhere to the fiduciary standard of care, which is the standard that says you've got to put your client's best interest before your own. This next note is from Peter, who is writing about possibly leaving an advisor/broker. Peter writes, I've been with a small advisor investment group, and they have been quite helpful and educational. But I'm thinking that given our circumstances, I could save some money and handle things on my own. They run their own investment funds, and they do well, so there are no transaction fees on the funds other than a rather small 0.15% from the custodian. The advisor then charges 0.75%. That fee, that 0.75% stays, but once over 250,000, it drops to 0.5, a half of percent. Given our managed funds amount around 100,000, we're currently paying about $67 a month in fees. That's funny how we breaks it down like that. We've got other pre-tax investments that we don't have control over. They are within a pension fund. I am 54. My wife is 53. We both have pensions. We're educators. Hers will be about half as she started later. The plan that the advisor has worked out seems on track and stable. So I'm wondering if there's anything further about our circumstances that needs their input. I'm considering using software and then paying for a fee-based advisory service once every 3 to 5 years. I'll move our brokerage account to a large firm. I'll use low-cost target date funds and Roths to Roths. We have a couple daughters, 24, 21. We want to help them with down payments for homes and some other travel goals. And we plan to retire at age 60 and 61. Are we close enough to retirement to just stay with the current firm, or is it time to minimize any fees and move on? Well, okay, first of all, you're not paying a lot of money. This is actually a pretty cheap plan that you have, because if you have an advisor who's charging you about, let's just call it around 1% or 90 basis points, and you don't have even 250,000, that's actually a very reasonable fee. That said, what I'm interested in understanding is, what is it that you think that you could be giving up? Are you giving up? You said they've been quite helpful and educational. Might that be something that's helpful to you in the future? Might they be educational to you in the future? Do you really trust yourself to do this yourself? If you do, then sure, you can go off and, you can open an account at any large firm where you can buy cheap index funds and exchange traded funds. And you can always make the decision later on to do something slightly different. I'm not seeing some huge problem about this. I don't think the fees are that expensive. So I don't know. I'm not feeling like there's urgency one way or the other. And if you feel like you're ready to do it yourself, that's fine. That's totally fine. Okay, there's a question from Brian, who's recently retired. I'm 61 years old. I've got around $3 million in unrealized gains. They're all long-term capital gains. Oh my gosh. 2.5 million, mostly in technology stocks. And I'm looking for the best plan to start cutting back on such a risky portfolio tax-wise. Is this one of those bite the bullet situations where we should just say, you know what? I don't know how much money, you recently retired. So maybe it's not next year. Maybe it's not this year. Maybe you made a lot of money. I don't know if you're married or not, but should you just bite the bullet and pay 23.8% of the gains, the $2.5 million or $3 million, pay 23.8% on that and be done? Should you just do it? I don't know. I'm sort of feeling like maybe you could. Is there the only other thing to do to, maybe minimize it is give some of the money away. If you're charitably inclined, one of the coolest things you could do is open up a charitable account with one of the big firms. And that charitable account, you can put the money, you can take the gains in the stock, you can put it into your charitable trust. You can get the write-off for the total value right now. You can put, you're not going to put 2.5 million in, but could you put $500,000 in at once? Sure. Could you do that a couple of years in a row? Sure. Should you keep some of it around and then, maybe, and then you can give it out, you can kind of parse it out over time? That's one idea. The other idea could be that, you say, who cares? I'll eat it. I'll pay the tax that's due. But if you are charitably inclined, this is a great situation to potentially use to fund a charitable trust. So you should check that out. Okay, Ryan wants to know, can my traditional 401k and potential future Roth 401k live in harmony? Hello, Jill and Mark. I have been with my company for about 8 years. I have a traditional 401k, and I recently found out there's also a Roth option. I'm interested in going Roth. However, I'm too I like somebody who's honest. I'm too lazy to figure out how to plan for the tax hit right now if I were to roll over my current balance into a Roth. My question is more so regarding whether it is typically standard that I could keep my traditional balance and just have a separate new going forward Roth balance that is separate within my provider's account. Yeah, you could totally do this, Ryan. Don't worry. Do not worry. So you don't have to do anything with the old plan. You just let it sit there. It's dormant. Okay. Make sure all of your new money goes into the Roth 401k option. You leave the old 401k alone, the traditional, and that's it. Okay. All right. That's it. Okay. So if you've got a question about how to manage, build, begin, end a relationship with a financial advisor, we'd love to hear from you. These are so common. A lot of people have a hard time breaking up with their brokers. It's very easy. Trust me. I've been on both ends of it. It's not hard to do, but we'll help you out. Anyway, that question or anything else on your mind, go to jillonmoney.com, click the contact us button, and let us know if you would be willing to come on the air. Don't forget that you've got to subscribe to our service, Jill on Money Live. That's where you have access to quarterly live webinars and more bonus video content. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We just recorded an interview that is going to be amazing, and it will only live behind the paywall, and that's your tease for today. It's Friday. Let's do some business. Our music is composed by Joel Goodman. Mark Talercio is our executive producer and web king. We are distributed by Odyssey. We ask that you try to do something nice for someone else today. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.